got more now than I ever dreamed I'd have. A truck that starts on the first try, leather seats, a house with rooms I forget to walk into. But there's one room that still feels empty. I remember digging through couch cushions for gas money. Now I tip 20 bucks without blinking. I used to share one closet with 2 kids and a prayer. Now my closet's walk-in, but some days I still feel like I'm looking for something I can't hang up on a hanger. There's a room I still can't fill, no matter how much I buy or build. I've chased the miles, I've won the game, but it don't quiet that old flame. It ain't money I'm missing or fame I lack, it's the part of me I never got back. I'm blessed, yeah, but sometimes still there's a room I can't fill. I got friends now who know me by title, but not many who knew me when I slept on floors. The ones who did, life scattered them like wind on dry leaves. We text, let's catch up soon, but years go by like it's just Tuesday. And love, well, love's come and gone like weather. Some warm fronts, some hard storms, and I've learned you can be surrounded and still feel alone. Yeah, there's a room I still can't fill, even with quiet, even with will. I got nice things and they shine real bright, but they don't hold me when I lose sleep at night. I ain't ungrateful, but I still feel that empty space not made of steel, somewhere behind the glass and grill. There's a room I can't fill. Maybe what I miss ain't a person. Maybe it's the version of me who believed in more than success, the guy who sat on the back steps, just thankful for a breeze. Maybe all I really need is less noise. So I open the door to that room each day. Let the light in, let the silence stay. Not to chase, not to fix or claim, just to remember I ain't the same. And maybe what I couldn't buy or build is the thing that makes me real. I'm still learning, but I will find peace in the room I can't fill. So if you got it all, still feel like something's out of reach, you ain't alone. Some rooms ain't meant to be filled, just honored. When you're young, love feels like fireworks, all sparks and music and breathless moments. But after a while, you learn real love ain't loud, it's steady, it settles in. She used to twirl in my shirts, knot 'em at the waist like a country music video. I'd watch her dance in the kitchen, flower on her cheek, laughing like the world had no corners. We had nothing back then, just cheap rent and big dreams, but I'd take those nights over all the polished ones. Because love, when it's new, is beautiful, but love, when it's real, is home. That's the way love settles in, not in diamonds but in wrinkled skin, and hands that still reach even in sleep, in the quiet moments that run deep. It's not always words or violins, sometimes it's just the coffee she brings in. After all these years, through thick and thin, that's the way love settles in. We've argued over silly things, paint colors, thermostat wars. There were weeks we barely spoke, but never stopped being there. She knows how I like my eggs and when to leave me in silence. I know when her smile is tired and when she needs me to just sit. We still hold hands in the truck, not because it's cute, but because it's ours. Yeah, that's the way love settles in, with creaky steps and warning grins. And I got it and I'm right here, and grocery lists and shared old fears. It's not about sparks or where we've been, it's the fact she'd choose me all over again. That's how real love always wins. That's the way love settles in. I've watched her sleep beside me for more seasons than I can count. She don't wear perfume much now, but her scent still stops me in my tracks. I used to think love was a feeling, now I know it's a choice, a rhythm, a sacred kind of ordinary. That's the way love settles in, through every loss, through every win, and late night drives and Sunday naps, and all the space where I love you wraps. It's deeper than it's ever been, and I'd do it all again, because the best part of my life has been the way love settled in. Fireworks fade, but porch lights, they shine every night, right up till the end. I spent most of my life being what people needed. A good man, a steady one. Didn't think much about what I wanted, until one day I woke up and realized I'd forgotten how to even ask. I worked that same job 27 years, even when the hours hurt. Bought braces, fixed roofs, paid tuition, skipped birthdays, skipped sleep, but never skipped the bills. I was always there for my kids, for my wife, even for strangers. But somewhere in the middle of everyone else's dreams, I misplaced mine. Now I'm learning to want again, to feel that fire I buried then. Not out of guilt, not out of need, because I owe a little bit to me. It's strange but kinda nice to ask myself what brings me life. No shame, no rush, no win, just learning to want again. The other night I stood barefoot in the grass, moon hanging low, no sound but crickets, and I thought I used to write songs, I used to paint, I used to dream in color, not just routine. So I bought a second-hand guitar. Hands ain't as quick, but they still remember the chords. And I started humming again. No stage, no applause, just me and a porch that don't judge. Yeah, I'm learning to want again, to chase the quiet, not just the end. Taking walks, sleeping in, not asking if that's selfish sin. Turns out you can give your best and still deserve a little rest. So here I am, my oldest friend, just learning to want again. I used to think joy was earned, like miles on a truck, like proof. But now I think maybe joy's not about deserving, it's about allowing. And I'm starting to allow more. So I'll wake up slow, breathe in deep, let the sunrise talk to me. No more should've, no more then, just now and what could be again. And if someone asks what changed in me, I'll say, I remembered I'm allowed to be a man who dreams, who laughs, who grins, who's learning to want again. I gave the world all I had. Now I'm giving a little bit back to myself, and it feels good.
I always said the wind out here ain't just weather, it's a memory, a whisper of someone gone, or a moment you forgot you needed. There's a tree line past Miller's Creek where the maples lean like they're praying. That's where I carved my name neath hers back in the fall of '89. We were 17 and forever was just a word, but Lord, we said it like it had roots. Funny how young love blooms loud and fades quiet. And the wind remembers all we forget, like tire swings and fireflies, kisses we regret. It carries the dust of our old front steps and the sound of my mama's Sunday breath. Out here nothing really leaves, it just settles into the trees. I still visit Dad's old truck. She don't run, but she sits just right. Rust in all the places that mattered, still smells like sweat, leather, and Marlboro lights. He used to say, boy, don't race through your years, you'll miss the music and the quiet. Took me till 43 to hear what he meant. And the wind remembers all we forget, the weight of a stare, a whispered sunset. It hums through the barn like an old cassette, playing all the things I ain't forgiven yet. Out here, nothing really fades, it just hides in the open space. Saw a young couple walking these fields last June. She laughed the same way mine used to, head back, heart wide open. It hurt in a sweet way, like hearing your favorite song from another room. And the wind remembers even when I don't, the prayers I mumbled and the lies I wrote. It don't judge, it just floats. Over barns, past ghosts, through back roads. Out here time don't race or chase, it just rocks slow, like a front porch grace. So if you ever find yourself lost, listen close. The wind out here remembers, and sometimes that's enough. held a lot of things in my life: tools, steering wheels, even a trophy or two. But nothing ever changed me like the first time I held you. You were wrapped in a hospital blanket, pink face, fist curled like you already had opinions. I was scared, son, didn't say it out loud, but I was shaking inside. They placed you in my arms, and it was like the world just paused. Suddenly everything small became unimportant, and everything real started with you. The first time I held you, I learned what strong meant. Not loud, not tough, just present. I felt fear and love in the same breath, and made a vow without words being said. You don't have to be rich to give your all, and real men show up even when they fall. That day rewrote what I thought was true. The first time I held you, I thought I knew love, but that was just practice. This was different. This was wake up at 3 a.m. kind of love. Miss a day of work and not regret it kind of love. Your mom was tired, but she smiled like a sunrise, and I stood there holding you, thinking of all the things I wanted to teach you, but realizing you were about to teach me more. Yeah, the first time I held you, I saw who I was. A man with flaws, but a heart that does whatever it takes to make sure you're safe. Even when life makes me lose my way, I learned patience ain't quiet, it's earned through pain. And love means showing up again and again. That moment was sacred, simple and true. The first time I held you, you're grown now, tall, strong. And sometimes when you laugh, I hear my father in your voice. Funny how life moves, but that moment, it never leaves. The first time I held you, I became more than just me. I was your core.
I didn't grow up with much. Some days we had biscuits and stories for dinner. But the night you were born, son, I looked at you and swore, you'll never know empty, not on my watch. I was sleeping on a pull-out couch when your mama said she was pregnant. Had $200 and a truck that coughed more than it ran. But I remember looking at those ultrasound pictures and thinking, he ain't gonna grow up like I did. I didn't know how, but I knew I would. You'll never know empty, not like I did. Cold nights, thin walls, walls, a fridge that hid more air than food, shoes worn thin, feeling like less than the rest of your friends. You might not have silver, but you'll have a hand and a dad who will always stand. No matter how broke this world might be, you'll never know empty, 'cause I'll fill the gap with me. I worked 3 jobs that first year, did drywall by day, dishes by night, stacked shelves till my back begged for mercy. But every time I walked through that door and saw you sleeping on your mama's chest, my strength came back like morning light. I bought diapers instead of new boots. I said no to beers with the guys, and yes to being there when you said Dada for the first time. You'll never know empty, not if I breathe. I'll build your world with callous sleeves. There might be months we count each dime, but you'll feel rich in ways that shine. You'll have warm meals, safe arms, clean sheets, and bedtime stories told on repeat. Love don't come with a receipt, and son, that's my guarantee. You're taller than me now, got your own dreams, your own tools. But if you ever wonder why I push so hard, it's 'cause I knew what it felt like to go without, and I swore you never would. You'll never know empty, not in your bones, not in your heart, not in your home. I filled it with moments, miles and years, with scraped up knees and happy tears. I couldn't give gold, but I gave my fight, my days, my sweat, my effort.
I came from a place where we waved at strangers, left doors unlocked and called it supper. Then one day I packed my boots, left Texas dirt behind, and landed in New York like a fish on asphalt. First thing I noticed, nobody looks you in the eye. Second, ain't nobody got time to slow down. I ordered sweet tea in Manhattan once. The waiter blinked like I'd asked for moonshine. And when I said yes ma'am to a lady in the elevator, she looked at me like I'd insulted her. Back home, that's just manners. Out here, it's foreign. But I kept my boots in the city, didn't trade them for shiny shoes. Kept my drawl when they laughed at me, didn't care if I sounded too rural to you. See, I know where I come from, and I won't pretend for a view. You can build your towers, but I'll still stand tall in what's true. I miss the stars at night, miss the smell of mesquite after rain, missed how the sky feels bigger when there's no skyline to box it in. But I stayed, not 'cause I liked it all, but because sometimes you gotta grow roots in strange soil to learn how deep yours go
reach all the way back to a porch swing in Waco, to my granddad's hands and my mama's grace. Yeah, I kept my boots in the city, didn't let the noise drown my sound. Kept saying thank you and holding doors even when no one turned around. You can dress me up, hand me your pace, but you can't shake my pace of grace. I walk slower, short, but I don't walk small, and I don't fall. They say change is good, and maybe it is, but change don't mean erasing who you are. It just means carrying it with you, like a quiet anthem under all the noise. So I wear my boots in the city like armor made of leather and love. I talk slow, listen deep, and smile even when it's tough. Cause this Texan ain't gone, he just grew tall in a different light. And no matter where the skyline climbs, my roots still hold me tight. You can take the man out of Texas, but you can't take Texas out of the man, not when it's built in his bones and stitched into his soul.
You don't get to my age without learning a few things. Not from books, not from sermons, but from sitting with the silence and watching your own footprints fade behind you. I learned the strongest folks ain't the loudest ones. It's the quiet souls who stay even when the fire goes cold. Like my granddad, who never said I love you much, but every morning he packed grandma's lunch and warmed her boots before she got out of bed. He taught me love don't always speak, sometimes it just shows up. Day after steady day. Oh, the years taught me how to bend, not break, how to breathe when all you feel is ache. That grace ain't earned, it's given slow, like river stones and letting go. You don't need more, just need to see the gold in what used to be. I once chased a dream straight out of town, thought a bigger skyline would make me whole. But cities got noise that don't know your name, and I missed the hush of home. Missed mama humming in the kitchen light, and how dad's advice was mostly in nods. Turns out peace ain't in where you're going, it's in knowing where you came from. Yeah, the years taught me not to rush the climb. Some flowers bloom in their own time. That failure's just a wiser door, and pride don't fit when you need more. I found the best parts come quietly, in moments you almost didn't see. I've learned to forgive folks who never said sorry. Not for them, but for me. And that sometimes the thing you feared the most was really just the next thing you needed. Like holding my first grandchild and feeling the whole world soften. The years taught me storms will pass, that the sky don't stay gray, it just asks. If you've got patience and faith and heart to watch the clouds and play your part, and if you listen
what's yours is meant to keep. So if you're young and running fast, slow down. Let the years teach you. They're better storytellers than we'll ever be.
Folks talk about what life takes from you. Time, people, plans. But sometimes it's the quiet spaces, the things left unsaid, that give you the most. There's a creek behind the barn, still runs like it did when I was 10. That's where I buried my dog and my first heartbreak, and the old notebook full of songs I thought no one would ever hear. I sat there last month, and it hit me. That little boy who thought the world was too loud, he wasn't weak, he was just listening for something deeper. And the silence gave me space to mend, to lose a dream and find a friend. Taught me not all pain needs a name, and not every prayer ends the same. Sometimes stillness is the loudest grace, a quiet hand in a holy place. Mama passed on a Tuesday. No thunder, no rain, just a slow breath out, like she knew she'd said all she needed. After the service, I found her old apron, still had flour on it, and in the pocket a folded up list of things she wanted to teach me. Only 2 words on it: be kind. She never raised her voice, but she moved mountains. Yeah, the silence gave me time to see the weight of things I used to flee. That love don't need a grand parade, just steady hands and lemonade. And when the noise fades out at last, you see the truth that always lasts. I don't regret the wrong turns. They brought me to this porch, this chair, this view of my life. I wouldn't trade for any success they talk about. Somewhere along the way, I stopped chasing more and started holding better. I don't regret the wrong turns. They brought me to this point.
I used to think I had it all figured out. Boots on gravel, sun on skin, life made sense in straight lines and quiet prayers. Then I moved, new faces, strange streets, and a world that asked me to stretch in ways I never knew I could.
New York taught me how to listen hard. 'cause the noise never stops, and neither do the people.
I learned to ride subway, talk less, and carry more rhythm in my walk. Had to unlearn some habits, like thinking every handshake meant trust. But I didn't see that as losing myself. I saw it as growing my edges.
I'm not the same boy who left my street, but Texas still lives in me.
In the way I breathe before I speak, in the way I smile at folks I meet. I've
Changed some ways, I've earned new shoes, but I didn't have to choose.
The roots still run, the sky's still wide. I just learned how to walk both sides.
I started trying new things, poetry nights,
Jazz bars, heard languages I couldn't pronounce, met people who saw the world through colors I'd never painted with. And slowly, that small town boy learned that growth don't mean erasing. It just means adding layers.
I'm not the same boy who left my street, but Texas still lives in me.
It's in how I say grace, and how I still pause to watch the trees.
I wear different clothes, I found new keys, but my
Soul's still running free.
there's more to me than I used to see.
But Texas still lives in me. The truth is, I found more of myself in places I never thought I'd belong. Turns out, you don't lose your roots when you grow. You anchor from them. So I stopped trying to stay the same and started trying to become whole. I'm not half of one or part of two. I'm the bridge between old and new. Got city lights in my windows now, but I still hear coyotes somehow. I've changed, yes, and beautifully, but Texas still lives in me. You don't have to stay still to stay true. Sometimes the best version of yourself is waiting just past your comfort zone.
There's a whole lot they don't put in the manuals. And life, well, it teaches backwards. You get the test first, and then the lesson after. Nobody tells you how heavy guilt feels until you carry it too long. That forgiveness ain't a gift for the other person, it's freedom for you. They don't warn you that some friends will fade, not 'cause they're bad, but because not everyone's meant to go the whole road with you, and that's okay. Things life never tells you, you learn them slow, like how silence can say more than I told you so. That rest is holy, pride can blind, and some blessings only show up in time. It don't come all at once like a movie scene, but piece by piece in the in-betweens. Truth don't shout, it whispers through the things life never tells you. I've learned that joy don't always dance. Sometimes it just sits with you on the porch and lets the breeze do the talking. That being right ain't worth much
if you hurt someone to prove it. And the older I get, the more I understand. You don't need a crowd to make a life feel full. Yeah, things life never tells you, you pick up in scars and missed calls, worn boots and broken jars. You learn to laugh at what used to sting and cry at the simplest, smallest thing. It don't come fast, but when it does, you thank the hurt for what it was. That's the quiet truth that pulls you through the things life never tells you. I've learned not to chase perfect. Perfect don't last. But honest grows roots. And sometimes the best answer ain't a fix. It's just sitting beside someone who's tired and not walking away. Yeah, the things life never tells you, they shape who you become. You find gold in what you used to run from. Turns out strength ain't loud, and kindness wins long after the fight.